Depression can be an isolating and challenging experience, but it's important to know that you're not alone. Today, we're going to share 30 depression quotes that can help you feel less alone and more hopeful during this difficult time. Sometimes the people around you won't understand your journey. They don't need to, it's not for them. Joubert Botta. Depression is like a bruise that never goes away. A bruise in your mind. You just got to be careful not to touch it where it hurts. It's always there, though. Jeffrey Eugenides. The only thing more exhausting than being depressed is pretending that you're not. Unknown. You don't have to live a lie. Living a lie will mess you up. It will send you into depression. It will warp your values. Gilbert Baker. Depression is being colorblind and constantly told how colorful the world is. Atticus. The only way out of the darkness is to find your own light. Unknown. The greatest glory in living lies not in falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. Depression is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign that you have been strong for too long. Unknown. There is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. John Green. Depression is like a heaviness that you can't ever escape. It crushes down on you, making even the smallest things like tying your shoes or chewing on toast seem like a 20-mile hike uphill. Depression is a part of you, it's in your bones and your blood. Jasmine Varga. It's not the feeling of completeness I need, but the feeling of not being empty. Jonathan Safran Foer. You say you're depressed, all I see is resilience. You are allowed to feel messed up and inside out. It doesn't mean you're defective, it just means you're human. David Mitchell. I've had to learn to fight all my life, got to learn to keep smiling. If you smile, things will work out. Serena Williams. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. Dan Millman. Depression is a prison where you are both the suffering prisoner and the cruel jailer. Dorothy Rowe. You say you're depressed, all I see is courage. You are brave to keep living despite all the reasons you have to die. Unknown. The sun himself is weak when he first rises, he gathers strength and courage as the day goes on. Charles Dickens. The only way to get through it is to try and find joy in the things you can control. David Levithan. Depression is a flaw in chemistry, not character. Unknown. You're not a bad person for the ways you tried to kill your sadness. Unknown. Happiness can be found, even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light. Albus Dumbledore. There is no point treating a depressed person as though she were just feeling sad, saying, "There now, hang on, you'll get over it." Sadness is more or less like a head cold, with patience, it passes. Depression is like cancer. Barbara Kingsolver. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. Sophia Bush. The two hardest things to say in life are hello for the first time and goodbye for the last. Moira Rogers. The strongest people are not those who show strength in front of us, but those who win battles we know nothing about. Unknown. Depression is the most unpleasant thing I have ever experienced. It is that absence of being able to envisage that you will ever be cheerful again. The absence of hope. That very deadened feeling, which is so very different from feeling sad. Sad hurts, but it's a healthy feeling. It is a necessary thing to feel. Depression is very different. J.K. Rowling. Don't forget you're human. It's okay to have a meltdown, just don't unpack and live there. Cry it out and then refocus on where you are headed. Unknown. Sometimes the people around you won't understand your journey. They don't need to, it's not for them. Joubert Botta. The only thing more exhausting than having a mental illness is pretending like you don't. Unknown. You don't have to live a lie. Living a lie will mess you up. It will send you into depression. It will warp your values. Gilbert Baker. The bravest thing I ever did was continuing my life when I wanted to die. Juliette Lewis. You may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. Margaret Thatcher. I don't think people understand how stressful it is to explain what's going on in your head when you don't even understand it yourself. Unknown. Depression is a daily fight, but it's a fight that can be won. Unknown. Recovery is not one and done. It is a lifelong journey that takes place one day, one step at a time. Unknown. Remember, depression is a difficult journey, but you don't have to walk it alone. Take comfort in these quotes, reach out for support, and keep fighting for your happiness. You're worth it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to us.